How you doing, John?
Great, great. So I'm hoarse. You can talk for a while. I've been reading every possible thing you can do on May 20th and Memorial Day and June 3rd, bike run. So tell us about what's happening with the Board of Island Managers and specifically what's happening on May 20th.
Okay, first of all, President Zalot is also with me,
Oh,
and so we're both here.
How you doing?
hi. How are you?
The board is attempting to raise some money, and we have a beef and beer event that's going to be held on May 20th. Didn't know that when we scheduled it, but maybe it's a little bit later, so maybe they can come to Burlington Day and then come to enjoy themselves from 3 to 7 on Dr. Lou's, which is in on 1501 Hornberger Avenue in Roebling.
Yeah, my
Uh,
plan is I'm going to hit Burlington Day until 4, then I'm going to run over to the house tour for catch an hour of gardens, and then I'm going to run up to Dr. Lou's.
and after that, you can go home and rest and get some shots of
Yeah,
adrenaline.
that. Then I'm going back to the brick wall for their open music all night.
Yeah,
I'll be partying on May 20th. I'll be tired on May 21st.
well, you're gonna have to take the day off.
Luckily,
Uh,
it's a Sunday, so you got plenty of time to rest.
Yeah.
Beef. We're gonna have beef, beer, sausage, meatballs, salads, and there's gonna be 3 local bands. Tony O is going to be there. Tony Acapeni, who's very well known in the area. Dr. Lou's band, and then we have 2, I guess, for the younger kids. Voodoo, what?
Love child.
Voodoo Love Child Band and the
Precious Few.
So they'll all be playing there. That's all comes as part of the ticket, which is a $25 donation, which goes to help support and preserve Burlington Island. We have a number of bills that have to be taken care of. We have to have insurance for the island. We're going to eventually have to have some legal advice, and we need to make some money, and whatever's left, or part of it at least, will be going for definitely toward the education for scholarships.
People can also make donations in any case.
They
Yes,
can make it,
absolutely.
absolutely. Anybody wants to make a nice donation, or even if they don't come, or buy some tickets, give their friends. That's great.
Yeah, and if you're out there and you are an attorney, if you're a young attorney maybe and need some experience, some contacts, do some pro bono work, I'm sure the Board of Island Managers would welcome some legal.
Definitely.
Absolutely. We have a PO box at 114 in Burlington City, and can I give you my number on the air? Is that okay? Or
Absolutely, yes. We wanted to say, how do I find out more about Dr. Lou's and, what do I have to do or, how do I get there? So what is your number?
okay, it's 609-216-0383. And if they get a little ad for my auction business, that's this is my phone for both of them.
Okay, 216
Oh, 83. The day of the sale, both the Lily Inn and the Emporium in Burlington will be having tickets.
Of Burlington Day.
On Burlington Day. The Lily Inn and the Emporium will both have tickets available.
And we also have some good news to announce. The governor signed our bill to move the election.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. So now we would be going through an island manager, I guess. When does that usually take place? I think it's past, right? Don't we do it?
Yes.
Usually we do it in April.
Right.
Back in 1969, what's that?
You knew it was coming. I mean, you knew that this was something you requested.
Yes.
Yes, and we had great help from Senator Allen and Assemblyman Conaway and Singleton. They both used their influence to move it forward so that the people could vote on it. And it passed both houses unanimously.
Sure. Well, by the way, it saves money, I think, for taxpayers, and I think, you are, a political group, I mean, or at least it's something that voters should be interested in.
And
To be in April is kind of to be out in left field,
and
Well,
I believe that more people.
engaged in this.
I believe that the more people vote, the more people will be involved and aware of the island board, because when people weren't able to vote on it, they didn't really know what was going on, and they didn't really care because they couldn't vote on it or weren't able to get to the
Limited
election.
voting.
So they were, well, I don't vote on it, so what do I really care? So now that it's out there and they're able to vote on it, it's like, okay, well, what is this? What do I know about it? What can I do to help?
can also put referenda and things like that that educate me. You know, you can ask for money. I think in some cases, you know, if you want some of your money to go to this or that, I've seen those things. I don't know if that's possible, but I think, you know, that's right. You can, while everybody else is being campaigned, that's something you can do too. You know, make me aware of the issues. Which, by the way, what are the issues with the island? I mean, of course, I think I know a few. I can guess, but in your minds, what is the greatest issue facing the island, or greatest issues?
Right now, the greatest issue is the dredge spoils. We have Senator Allen Bill 27, Senate Bill 2710, which Senator Allen made but hasn't quite put it into committee, I believe. And that bill will prohibit the dumping on Burlington Island. We have a lot of resources over there. We have two nesting eagles that seem to come back. This is the third year in a row. And we have other wildlife over there. We have fox, we have deer, we have all sorts of really.
The Native American has a lot of sacred sites of the Lenape, I guess, are there too.
Yes, you're good. You hooked it up with me. That's good.
Logically, it shouldn't be really casually.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are good, but also hindrances if you go to make things.
But yes, we've at a recent meeting we have had Dr. Feeler, who is a chief in the Brotherton tribe of Native Americans, and Chief Littlefeather was also there, and they explained to us that Burlington Island is still used as a place of worship for their tribes. So they go over there a few times a year, and usually in private, as people like to pray in private, and they perform rituals over there, or not rituals, prayers.
Let's say less hindrances and more things that have to be dealt with delicately.
Well, let me be a devil's advocate here. So say, all right, that's great. Everything's over there across the water. What does that have to do with me? I'm not a boater. I'm not a camper. I'm not a nature lover. Why do I care if I live in the country? What happens on Burlington Island?
The Burlington Board of Island Managers' fiduciary duty is to raise funds to educate the youth of Burlington.
Yeah.
So any money we make our job is to make money to educate the kids. In the past, the board has raised money to build schools, to give scholarships. We have the ability to make classes, to come in to the schools and give lectures on local history. We've done stuff like that before, and we are bound by our charter to be recreational, educational, cultural, and conservational.
And we also are.
What do I care if you dump dredge spoils on there? Isn't that good for the river, and is it going to be good to bring more boats up the river? So why not take a few more spoils?
The lake in the middle of the island, the 100-acre freshwater lake, goes down to the aquifer, and any dredging has the potential that it could go down through that aquifer and
damage
the water table for the entire county.
At one time, it was producing 5 million gallons a day for Burlington City till they shifted to the river water.
The city used to get their water from Burlington Island, not from the river.
Won't we make money if these dredge spoils come up? Can't we make money from that?
That would. It's very difficult. They have an agreement between Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. There is places on the Pennsylvania side of the river that would accept the dredge spoils, and there are some companies that would buy them. We're looking into that. As of now, the dredge spoils, I don't remember exact numbers, but it's not an overwhelming amount. There were suggestions at some of the meetings that they could possibly be used to rehabilitate Commerce Square or the pipe foundry that both need.
Actually, let me answer my own question because I think that's not. I remember asking, will there be jobs for Burlingtonians? Will there be income for Burlington with that? It was more of, no, that's our dirt. And we have a right to dump it there, and then we're going to take it off on barges, and we're going to put it on trucks, and we're going to take it away and sell it to somebody who, the highest bidder. We're going to sell it, and then it's going to drive through the streets of Burlington in heavy trucks with dust flying all over, and you're going to hear the noise of the dumping, the rending of the trees as we grind them up and things. It's really going to be, I think, a big mess. First of all, for the nesting eagles and the praying Indians, but really it's going to be for people in the country. You're going to hear that noise, and you're going to see that dust and breathe that dust.
I think that.
I don't think you're really going to get any of that revenue either. If you think there's a job or a check in there for you, it could be just.
I'm not sure if you remember.
By the state.
I'm not sure if you remember a few years ago there was a similar issue with Bristol, with the dirt plant.
The other thing is that's important and it was brought up to us is that in 1979, I believe, the Indian right to worship in their natural spots was allowed by law. They never had that right before, and there is supposedly at the bottom of the lake an Indian burial ground, and also there were bodies found in about 1900 on the body, but they were fully buried. Three Indians, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think we're being very short-sighted, and and you guys, we would never think about it because it's out of sight, out of mind. Even though I can see it from the promenade, people are going to abuse that island, and I think indirectly the residents of the city, except for the Board of Island Managers, though. You guys have meetings, and you're trying to find lawyers. I know Joe Abate last night had a very interesting legal argument that the former deeds always showed that the Army Corps came for a year and left. They never had a permanent easement. They always had time, limited easements to do this or that. And they're arguing, of course, that they have a permanent easement. But you guys, it's tedious. Nobody wants to read legal contracts.
They ask permission.
It's better than any sleeping pill. When you read those things, it is horrible. You guys read it and argue about it and pick it up, and it's really admirable what you're doing.
Thank you.
And if anybody wants to be more educated, they're welcome to come to our meetings, which are twice a month, on the second Thursday of the month at the
City Hall.
City Hall, and the fourth Thursday of the month at the Keegan Center at 7 p.m.
And you are the repository of all those historical documents and research and connections and lectures. So, again, thank you very much for what you're doing. And I think the least we can do is, if we're not going to go to these meetings twice a month, they're long meetings. I mean, they're intense meetings now, how to fight big powers, the federal government, the state government. People who have unlimited resources, really, to wear you down and get their way and bulldoze you, literally, if they don't want to. But, they get to show up, and what are you going to do? It's almost like it being invaded. So the Board of Island Managers is our boys on the Alamo, or girls on the Alamo wall there, because we're really surrounded.
And if anybody wants to volunteer, we do have a board email. It's capital B Burlington BOIM@gmail.com, and they can contact me at any time, and I'll be willing to direct them to whoever we need the most help volunteering, whether it's something physical, helping to do trails, something like working on websites, something handing out, trying to sell tickets. We have lots of stuff for people to do.
Organizing maybe a visit. People, it's just this wall of trees is all I see, and going over there is quite an experience. It's very eye-opening. Arthur, you grew up around here. I remember when there were woods, and the one time I went over, I was back in my childhood because it's really a time capsule of the 50s and 60s. All of the flora over there is as it was. It's a meadow most places, and of course the cliffs where the dredge spoils are. But the lake is beautiful. You can't see the lake unless you go over there, and it's really amazing. So
we did have
I hope you guys do that at some point.
We did have a contact last night that came to the meeting from the South Jersey Ghost Society, and she seemed willing to help us set up maybe a ghost tour on the island.
Since there are spirits supposedly
The
on the
scene
island.
of New Jersey's first murder.
That's true too.
We
But
do that on our ghost tours, and we always mention that. So anyway, well, it's 10:30. You need to talk with another one of your competitors on Burlington Day for that. But anyway, again, thank you so much. Dr. Lou's Place, Saturday, May 20th, from
3
5
to
until 7.
3
3 to
to
7.
3 to 7, 501 Hornberger.
3 to 7, 51 Hordensberger. And the number for Dr. Lou's Place, do you have that? Because I don't.
The
But,
telephone number, no, I don't have that,
we
sorry.
can call you.
Yes.
And again, give us the number where we can call you.
Thank you so much.
609
Whoops.
216 0383.
Very good.
609-216-0383. Call Mike and Jamie Zaylot. And please support the Board of Island Managers and their good work. And, look for them on the ballot in November.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Appreciate it.